Milk Bottle Audio presents The Museum of Tat, devised by Robert Crichton, with Michael Forbes. Hello and welcome to the Museum of Tat. I'm Professor Geoffrey Collins, and with me here as my special guest is Colin Jeffries, Professor of Tat at Sheffield University.
Good day to you all.
Yes. How formal.
I know. I tried to think what time of day it was, and I thought I don't really care. So
No. And in fact, on the internet there is no such thing as time. So, in fact, there has been some controversy since we last. We have had our knuckles rapped by the Tat classification board over our technological Tat last time. So they are putting in an official injunction for the tea warmer. Nothing has come through yet, but there could be going to the appeal board very, very soon. So
it does come to something. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to say, but yeah. Well, you know my feelings on this. We've talked about it.
Yeah, we have
at length.
Anyway, let us move on to today's piece of Tat. Now, again, this is another borderline piece of Tat, but I think it is again instructive because this is technically a piece of children's merchandise. Shall we say children's merchandise? Actually, it may not be technically for children.
But no, I mean anyone could use it and enjoy it.
You say everyone can use it. I mean that's actually fundamentally part of our problem with this. Why this can be classified, we feel, as Tat. Now, I have a small plastic box in front of me, which I will ask my associate there to hold for me. So it's about 6 inches high by 4.5 inches wide from the front, and the side it's about 2 inches deep. It's clear perspex, and inside it has the legend of Star Wars. We don't normally touch merchandise for shows, but this item does just about fall within the boundaries because it is slightly unique. I don't know whether it is available in this country. If you look on the back, it is labelled in Japanese, and it purports to be a toothbrush. A toothbrush of Colin?
I believe that's no. Is that art? No, it's the other one, the gold, the C3PO.
C3PO.
Oh, yes.
Yes, one of the more extensive PO box numbers.
Yes.
It's difficult to tell because they say everything's in Japanese apart from the words Star Wars. In fact, even the picture of
Star Trek
of Yoda on the front is in Japanese.
Oh yes, of course, Yoda. Yes.
It does actually state it does state on the base that it is a toothbrush.
Toothbrush, yes.
However, inside in 2 sections is the body of C3PO, and to the left, my left as opposed to yours, is his head. So we're just going to open the box now.
Yeah, I just felt a frisson of excitement when you open the box.
It's Christmas all over again, isn't it? But I say many people collect these things as investments and would in fact just keep it sealed in a box.
So we've already decreased the value.
We've decreased the value quite
pence,
considerably. Now, if we take the main body of C3PO out, you'll notice that his head on the body isn't actually his head. It is the brush. Right. But it's very, very short. I mean, and we'll just measure that. Now, the toothbrush itself, as it stands, is about 4.5 inches. And as we all know, official classifications of toothbrushes that they should be at least 8 inches long. So, however, there's a little button on the back.
Oh, well, yeah. So there is.
There is. Now, if you could just press that button for me.
My pleasure. Yes.
There you go, Colin.
I'm now depressing the button.
Oh, and the. Calm down.
It popped up.
There you go. And there's the toothbrush has extended to an additional length.
So not considerable.
No, it's still only 5.5 inches, slightly under 5.5 inches.
But I
long.
feel more user friendly than it was before because I can.
Yeah, you can just about get a grip, but as a toothbrush, it is a very awkward brush. In fact, I would argue useless, which is why we're mentioning it today. Okay, figures, action figures of Star Wars, you could argue, are pointless.
That is certainly true. They're no value to society. They don't get a job.
No, they don't contribute to the economy at all. And day-to-day life, does anyone actually need a full working model of the Millennium Falcon?
Well, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, no, I would as well.
No,
but ultimately, they are for play.
Oh, yes.
Whereas this is designed for functionality. And as a toothbrush, it does say on the box it's a toothbrush, but would you brush your teeth with this?
I wouldn't, because it's not very user friendly.
It's not long enough.
Not long enough. It feels like that could break or pop out any second.
Yes, the head, the retractable head. Oh, you can push it back down again, I believe. No, I think you've just broken it.
Oh
no, hang on. I'm just going to press the button.
Just press the button.
Press the button on the back, and then retracts once again.
Scary moment there. The Museum of Tat.
Colin's always doing this. So anyway, if you extend it, it's a bit too big in the hand.
It's very uncomfortable.
And the brush head is very now close to your hand. So if you're trying to reach the back of your mouth, you can't get it in. Basically, you just can't get it in.
You cannot.
You can't get it in. You can't get that in.
No, you can.
Well, you might not get it out again.
No, but
this will be used with toothpaste, and there is a working mechanism.
It's going to get
the retraction.
clogged.
It's going to get clogged, so it will remain forever at this extension. Or worse, after a few uses, someone pushes it back in again, and it will never come out again. Now, the last item that goes with this is, of course, the head. So that presumably the idea is that after use,
as in the robot head of
the robot head of
C3PO,
is obviously the idea that you extend it, you use it, getting it covered in gunk. You're then supposed to retract it again, and then place the head over the brushes. Now, presumably the idea of that is to protect them.
I would assume so. Now you've put the head on the body, I see one really large flaw in the design of the thing. His head is way, and I mean way too. I mean, I don't know if you want to get your measuring.
I can get my measure out.
The head of C3PO is way too big for the body. I mean,
yes. I mean, the head is itself an inch and a half high. Now, you consider that the body itself, the body of C3, is only 3.5 inches high. The head is enormous in comparison, and this is considering that the detailing on C3PO it's a naturalistic representation. It has been measured precisely to match the films, and the head doesn't match. So in a sense, it is a failure in functionality.
Yes.
It is a failure aesthetically.
The aesthetic.
And we suspect that even though initially this would be marketed at a reasonable retail price, that odds on it's going to be one of those things that's found in a 99p shop in the corner.
Oh, there is actually, I didn't notice this before, there are engravings in the bottom of the piece.
Oh, yes.
2013 Lucasfilm Limited. So it's actually...
It's very recent. It's very recent.
Officially endorsed by Lucasfilm. So George Lucas has been given this.
Someone in Lucas has sanctioned this, have seen it. They've agreed that it is a good way of extending their market base into toothbrushes, and they've come up with this. It's a horse by committee, really, isn't it? It's a total camel.
It is.
It's a total camel.
I did remember.
It's actually quite similarly shaped to a camel, I would say, because there's a bit of a hump on the back where the button is, and it's almost the same colour. This is a camel, not a toothbrush.
Well, it's not a camel. It's C3PO.
Yes, it's that.
Right.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's that. Yes,
I think we're at cross.
Absolutely.
I'm so surprised. George Lucas. He must have had a cold that day when he sanctioned it, because he's usually got more of a tight grip on these things. I mean, if you watch his movies across the board, you won't see an ounce of tat in them.
No.
Well, I mean, the obvious. Tat,
but you know, for something that is so widely merchandised, it's amazing that he would let the ball slip on an item like this.
His ball certainly slipped in this
one.
Certainly
have slipped. So that's it for us this time.
Yes.
We hope you're listening again.
And may the force be with you. That's what they say in the film.
The Museum of Tat can now be found on Twitter at Museum of Tat. What?